That toe messed up everything.
If I end up in the bathroom with this guy, it's done.
I'll get the coffee. Oh, I'm so sorry, Sonny.
I'm Emily. The most important people and experiences in my life can be traced back to one thing: Craigslist. Responding to anonymous listings on Craigslist introduced me to a world of one-of-a-kind people. Like the 9-year-old woman I lived with for 2 years who became one of my closest friends in New York. Or the exchange students from China who became my best friends in the world. I've been missing the people of Craigslist lately, so I decided to make an ad to see if anyone would be willing to show me around a day in their life. I was intrigued by the responses I got. I really wanted to get to know them, their interests.
People have interests, and you'll see as you get older, you get this now or never mentality.
Their thoughts.
She wanted threesome. She wanted a sex dungeon club type thing. She and I ended up in the bed. It exploded. So we're talking like mind-blowing sex. She was insatiable.
And their stories.
I arranged for a roast battle, and I beat the shit out of him. He cried, and he never did comedy again. Yeah.
So I got an email from a woman named REW STAR a few days ago, and this is what she said. Hello, every day is an adventure in my life, ... I'm definitely open for this, ... I have many jobs. I'm an actor, a musician, a teacher, a mom, ... and a native New Yorker, ... Here is my Instagram if that helps. Thanks for your time and consideration. Respectfully, Rew. So I'm meeting up with Rew tomorrow at 11 a.m. at her apartment, and I'm gonna go for a walk and then go to bed. Hello! Hi!
Well,
It's wonderful to meet you. How are you? Thank you so much. What's her name again? Jaja. Okay.
Jaja.
Hi, wonderful to meet you.
Likewise.
Thank you so much for having me in your home. Her little playground over here.
It's her front and backyard.
Wow.
Yeah, well, I know. She works with me a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she does.
We went inside the apartment, and Rew told me that Jaja Gabon could not drink water. She could only lick ice.
She's so particular how she drinks water.
That's so interesting.
So funny. Like, she loves, in restaurants, she always comes, and she won't drink, like, just anywhere. I have to bring her into, like, a bathroom. Yeah, Jaja's the star. Jaja. You drinking your water? It was the best thing we ever figured out. Oh, people know when I go anywhere, I always have to get a glass of ice. They're like, water? I'm like, no.
With Jaja hydrated, Rew got ready for a Zoom call with her friend as they were planning a celebration of life for someone who passed away last year.
James was a videographer, and he filmed a lot of bands playing. So I met James when he was filming me once. This was a long time ago, pre-Jaja. And then he and I became really good friends. Now, at that time, I hosted a web show called Rew and Who, and it was a talk show.
Love that.
And it was highlighting rising stars and living legends passing through New York. I did some throughout the world as well. Rew and Who is new and improved. It's like Oprah on the Lower East Side. Debut, Rew and Who. Stay tuned. So James and I did this show 75 times, and Mary was a guest on the show.
Oh, wow.
And so Mary and James, behind the scenes, fell in love.
It was a fairy tale.
Yeah, it was.
And everybody who saw us,
Yeah, it
knew
was.
They are made to each other.
Yeah, they really were. And then what happened?
A lot happened, so he died.
He died
No.
on September 11th.
He does not live anymore.
He
Last September. And when he died in my arms, in the clinic in New York.
NYU.
I feel blessed that that happened. I'm already at a stage. I accept that it happened. It's horrible. We wanted to get married in March. and he was the one. So I know I will never have a partner anymore. Because
Well, never say never,
nobody
but
can
it won't be
compete with him.
James.
I say never now. Now I know. Before, when I told you earlier, there was a suspicion, a thought. Now I know. Nobody can, we say in Germany, can reach him the water. Kann
Wow.
ihm das Wasser reichen. We say that in Germany, so nobody. So yeah, he turned 60, and I will turn 50 this year. So he was 10 years older than me. And so we celebrate this in September, both round birthdays and think about him on September 11.
So
This
we're
is the
going to do
story.
like a Zoom version of the pandemic version of the Rew and Who show.
So, and this is how we met.
Right.
Wow.
As a memory of James.
That was James.
Yeah.
He's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Yeah. Gorgeous man.
They finished up the call, and Rew showed me some of her artwork.
I have a collection of over 400 drawings from COVID that I did a drawing a day. I got so serious about it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. I'm telling you. Oh, this one that's Britney Spears in Toxic.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one, when she died.
Oh,
I know.
yeah.
I know. But I mean, I really have so many. Of course, we know who this guy is.
Oh, yeah, that's Jesus.
Yeah,
That's great.
I know. Oh my God, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. That one of Jaja was in a gallery too. Jaja is a rock star. Every day I would be like, I have to do my drawing. It became like my daily discipline. I was a secret artist forever. Like I never would admit it, but that really was what I wanted to do. I was supposed to be the doctor, lawyer. That's what I was supposed to be. And then it didn't happen. And I went to college very young. I graduated at 20. I went at 16 because I was just in a hurry. It wasn't like I was a genius or anything, but I was good at like matriculating because I was always in a rush to like get here. You know?
Totally. We put on our shoes and put Jaja in a purse to go meet up with Rew's friend group for lunch.
And then they said your toe is broken.
Oh,
I know. I was like, really? I thought it was like.
Jeez, how did
I hit the ramp that she runs up and down.
Oh, okay.
I hit that ramp all the time.
Like you stubbed your toe?
I hit it all the time, and usually it like goes away in like 10 minutes. This time,
Smashed
it did
it.
not go away in 10 minutes.
They can't really do anything.
And
for
you
a
really don't
customer.
even realize how much
they
you need your
can't.
toe until your toe is not even working.
Oh, it wasn't even the pinky. It was this toe.
Ooh.
It was not this. It was
Okay.
this
Okay.
one.
So annoying. Okay.
Oh, that toe messed up everything.
As everyone said their goodbyes, I got to talking with Rew's friend Val.
You know, people like Rew and Marie and you doing all that you do for the community makes such a huge, huge difference. I mean, we're very fortunate that on the Lower East Side we have a select group of creatives who really do watch out for each other, you know.
How did you and Rew meet?
We both had brothers who passed away, mine from a heroin overdose, hers from something else, and they shared a birthday, February 15th. And she was doing a Valentine's show at our bar, I think it was, and she invited me to play because we were just speaking online about this and that. And years later, I got a call from my producer of my second record saying, hey, I know this mom. Her name is Kelly Britton, and she's looking for other rocker mom musicians to do something for an audition for a TV show or whatever the heck. And anyway, so I got together with Kelly, and Rew was there, and we called ourselves the Dirty Mothers. Yeah. No matter what's happened through the years, I mean, you know, I could cry thinking about it because it's a tough industry. There's a lot of desperation. There's a lot of ego. There's a lot of narcissism. So when you find a true friend that you can trust, that you love, who's genuinely talented, who gets your back in this industry, man, that is just something to hang on to tooth and nail, you know? And that has truly.
We said our goodbyes to Val, and Rew and I began heading to the grocery store.
My life always takes me on different journeys.
Yeah.
And I just follow like where it takes me. If I just focused on the music, I'd be too depressed because that industry is so freaking horrible.
Right.
I used to get so frustrated with that music. It's just, it leads you nowhere. And it's like, I always say I'm an optimist or I live in total delusion. Like, I always think that my ship is going to come in, and I always can't see what it looks like from the outside in because I'm in it. I feel like I haven't peaked yet, and like in some ways, I feel like if I peaked when I was a lot younger, I'd probably be dead. So now that I'm like,
interesting.
Yeah, you know, my days ahead are shorter than my days behind. So I wouldn't mind peaking already.
Like peaking, you mean?
Like, you know, get stability in art. I know being an artist, there's never stability, but like, a dream of mine is always to get like one song as a theme song on a TV show that goes into residuals. Like that. Oh. Like that is my number one bucket list.
As we enter Trader Joe's, I asked Rew about the first time she met her husband Arthur over 30 years ago at a bar on the Lower East Side.
Like, we just start talking, Arthur and we're just like talking, like, and I just kept thinking, like, if I end up in the bathroom with this guy, it's done.
Really?
And we end up in the bathroom. Those were those days.
Wow.
And I'm thinking to myself, I never in a million years knew what you were going to look like. I never expected you were going to look like this. I had no idea, but I know I am going to be with this person for a very long time.
With the groceries put away, I wanted to get to know more about Rew. So can you tell me more about like your childhood and kind of
Sure.
Where you grew up, your parents, everything?
My grandparents are all from the Lower East Side.
Really?
One set did come through Ellis Island when they were kids and moved to the Lower East Side. My mother's parents were literally born on the Lower East Side. My parents did go to Westchester, which I never could admit. I never wanted to be from Westchester. I always wanted to only be from the city. That's all I cared about. I never, when I was little, I used to beg my mother, can I please go into the city? Like, show me the hippies. I want to see the hippies. So she would take me to Washington Square Park and I wouldn't see any. And I'd say, like, where are the hippies? And she'd be like, well, maybe they don't come out during the day. That was all I needed to hear. Wow. Oh, they go out at night? Like, I couldn't wait to be old enough to see what nighttime was. I never felt like I fit in, ever. For some reason, for 11th grade, I talked my parents into sending me to boarding school. So I thought, but I was wrong, I thought that Jackie O went to Choate, Rosemary Hall. But she didn't, but I thought she did. And I applied only to that school, I think, and I got in, and I went to Choate I didn't even last a whole year.
Wow.
I had a nervous breakdown. I have a song called Choate. That year of my life, 15, changed my entire life. That's where I started dabbling in drugs because those kids knew how to party.
Oh, yeah.
And I graduated in January at 16, and I went to University of Maryland at 16.
Wow. She then told me about her study abroad year in London.
I was like, I don't know if I'll probably never live here again in my life. I kind of want to see what it's like. So in London, I became friends with all these people from London and got tied up in like all these things. And I was reckless and I don't know, but I'm still here. And my brother isn't. But like, life is so interesting like that.
What specific behaviors are you talking
Drugs.
about? Oh, drugs.
Pretty much.
Okay.
And drugs lead you to do crazy things.
Course.
Yeah. So, you know, and so what I've learned is it ends in 3 places: disaster, jail, or death. It doesn't really go anywhere else. So disaster is something that I was very familiar with. I have visited many people in jail, and I know people who have died.
What was like your deciding factor to really like not take as many risks?
This is a tricky topic. Meeting Arthur was a turning point in a lot of ways. When we met, we were very crazy, and we knew if we continued on that road, we would probably die, and we chose that we wanted to live instead of die. When I met him, we were wild for a short time, and then I kind of stopped everything. And then my brother was sick. So my brother that's still here, he was never a drug addict. He never drank. He straight and narrow. The other one partied like he was my idol. I mean, he influenced me a lot. Like I really, followed his because he had more friends than anybody. He was just like everybody's hero. Before he got sick, he went to Hazleton, which is a very famous rehab in Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So he straightened up. He became a social worker. He got his master's in social work.
Wow.
He cleaned up. He was good. And then he got sick. It was 1989. He had AIDS. The kind of AIDS he had affected his brain. So he turned into either a very little kid or a very old man. And there was a place called the Village Nursing Home, I think that was it, where they had like a daycare.
Yeah.
So AIDS patients could come there and, do stuff during the day, whatnot. He became friends with all the drug addicts, not the gay people. And these drug addicts were manipulative, and he had brain.
Yeah, of course.
So they talked him into using a credit card, getting money, starting to do drugs, and he started doing drugs again. And then I got nervous. So I even called the AIDS hotline. Like, what do I do? Like, I don't want him sleeping with people. He's sick, and he's like on a rampage and he's partying like crazy. They were like, there's nothing we can do to help you. Do you have AIDS? No, my brother does. Horrible. So then he would be like, come party with me. I remember when I tried to get you to stop when I was done. Come, and it was like, no. So for some reason, I was totally sober when he was sick. His cause of death, you don't die of AIDS. He died of internal bleeding.
Wow.
And I know that was from the medication. I mean,
Yeah, that sounds
it was
right.
the drugs
Right.
that killed him because they were so strong. When he was just at the beginning of being sick and didn't know he was really sick yet, I lived on Mulberry Street then, and I was going to take him to lunch. So he called me and he said, would you mind if you picked me up and then we walked there together? And I said, no, why would I mind? It's like on the way. And he was just like, why do you always say yes to things? Like, you're always so nice. Like, why? Like, it's like no matter what I ask you, you always... I don't know if it was true, but in that moment, that's what he said. And he was having a hard time, like, walking right. Like, he didn't know what was wrong yet. But while we were having that lunch on his birthday, he was like, I just don't know what's wrong with me. And I remember saying, like, they're going to figure it out. You're going to get better. Like, it's going to be okay. And he said, what if I have AIDS? And I said, if you have AIDS, still maybe they'll figure it out. And he says, but what if they don't? And then I asked him, like, well, if you had a dream, like, to be anything in your whole life, what would you want to be? And he said, a producer. And I still never understand what being a producer is. Like, I'm like, well, what does that mean? And he's like, it means you make things happen. So I always feel he's my producer up there. He's always my producer.
We talked a little bit longer, and then Rew pulled up a short film that she starred in recently.
Wow.
What's going on?
Want to talk about it, Gigi?
Well, you faked being sick about it, so it must be pretty big.
I'm about to talk about it. Nothing will help.
Fuck that punk-ass little bitch. I'm going in there.
Shasha!
That little dick. Don't cry. Don't cry. Come on, I know a really cool place. We'll get hot chocolate and go. Come on, let's get out of here.
Feeling inspired, I helped her rehearse her lines for an upcoming film project. No, she's not dead. I'll be dead before her, believe me.
What? What? I'll get the coffee. Oh, I'm so sorry, Sonny.
Just relax. Money, can you get me a cold compress? What in the goddamn it?
Why, thank you, Money. She's so good. She really deserves a raise, don't you think? Sonny's van service.
Once rehearsal was finished, it was time to head to her performance that evening. We got on the 7 and headed to Queens. Rew's daughter Harley was there just in time for the show.
Give it up for Rew STAR.
This is my daughter, by the way, Harley. My gorgeous daughter. Anybody hear of a boarding school in Connecticut named Choate?
No, only her.
Has anyone heard of it? This is about Connecticut. And it's my little ditty about Choate. So feel free to go like, yeehaw! Thought I'd pick a school. Thought it was the golden rule. Started doing drugs and I lost my mind. I flipped out at Choate. Jackie O went there. I thought JFK went there. I thought Rosemary Hall merged with Choate. I flipped out at Choate. I flipped out at Choate. I flipped out at Choate. Started doing drugs and I lost my mind. I flipped out at Choate. I got caught cheating on a quiz. What quiz? A 10-point surprise quiz. Started throwing up and I lost my mind. I flipped out at Choate. I went on trial for this. Then I got suspended for this. Started shooting up and I lost my mind. I flipped out at Choate. I flipped out at Choate. It really was no joke. Jerry Lee was there, Halloween was in the air. I flipped out at Choate. I met many people since they had a similar experience. They started doing drugs and they lost their minds. Thank you, Choate. Hats off, Choate. You changed my life, dear Choate.
A day in Rew STAR's life is coming to a close. But don't fret, because in exactly 1 year from now, we will do this again to see what has changed and what has stayed the same.
Sonny's van service.
I'll see you soon, Rew.
That's Jesus. Yeah.